Yeah, 100%. Just really excited to get back, and I think we had a solid training camp. I think everybody came back in great shape, and really excited to get back at it.
How happy about how happy are you about the camp as a whole and yourself, the progress you made compared to the previous seasons and all?
Yeah, I think great. I've been feeling really good. I think everybody took another step. That's what you expect out of a young group, and I think it was a really successful camp. I think we worked really hard, and today was another hard skate, but I felt like it wasn't even as close as hard as at the start, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun being back with the guys and grinding together, so it was awesome.
How do you feel just heading into the season with the playoff experience that you had last year? Like, how much do you think that'll help you guys into this year?
Yeah, we can't really talk about what happened last year. It's a new season. We know it's going to be hard again, if not even harder. Teams know we have a good team, and they're going to come out hard. So we just got to be ready for it. And like I said, I think I like the way how we took steps, but we can't really think about what happened last year. We got to do it again.
How important is the start of the year? Like, this team has struggled to begin seasons. How important is like the first couple games and to the first couple months?
Yeah, like I said, we can't look back. We got to keep looking forward. We know what's coming up. We know there's going to be a hard start. There's a lot of really good teams. I feel like everybody can beat anyone in this league, so it's going to be really exciting, and we can't wait for the push.
You go ahead. You played against Kurtis MacDermid. What does he bring to the team?
Yeah, I think a veteran leadership as well. Won a cup. He's an awesome guy to be around, I heard, and I didn't really have a chance to meet him yet, but obviously he's got that tough presence. He's one of the toughest guys in the league, so if not the toughest, and we are really excited to have him.
Well, I was going to say if that was bringing a certain calm to the lineup, like appease not only a deterrent for the adversary, but for you guys. How much of a calming factor is MacDermid bringing to you guys?
Yeah, like I said, I think his leadership abilities as well. Winning a cup, he's been around for a while, and he knows what he's doing as a real pro. And like I said, I didn't get a chance to play with him yet, but I heard the guys were saying he's awesome. He's awesome for the room as well, and just having him come in gives us a little more depth as well. So it's going to be great, and really excited to have him. And obviously, the toughness he brings to the team that he has everybody's back is obviously special and hard to find.
What do you like about this team's depth on the wing, particularly with certain guys who can play left and right?
Yeah, I think we have real good depth. I think we have a lot of really good players. Everybody can play with anyone. All the guys can play left, right, center. I feel like we have a bunch of centers as well. So I think it's really important, and especially throughout the season, there's going to be injuries. There's going to be times where guys are not able to play, and then the other guys have to step up. So I think the depth is going to help us a lot doing that.
What's the most exciting part of this group? What do you find exciting about this group that you have right now?
Yeah, like I said, I think the depth. Since I got here, I don't think we were that deep ever, and I think we improved again over the summer. Like I said, I think our young guys took another step, got stronger, looked great on the ice. So it's been a lot of fun, and I just love coming to the rink every day, working with the guys, and I know how much they want to win, and I'm the same way. So I think that's the most important, and that's the most I'm excited about.
What do you think you bring to the PK? Like, you've been taking reps during preseason. What do you think you add to that unit?
I think I talked to the coaching staff. They just kind of wanted to try me out because I think if you're an offensive player and you play the power play yourself, I think you can read the game a little bit different as on the PK too. And like I said, I think we have a lot of guys who can PK. I don't know if I'm going to be in or not, but I just know it fires me up if I'm out there, and if not, I fire the other guys up. And I'm fired up. I think that excites me the most when a PK is doing a great job and kind of shutting their best players down. So it's just really excited to be a part of it and learn something new and try and get better at it.
How much do you think your speed kind of adds to that unit, especially just in the defensive end?
Yeah, I think just we want to play really aggressive, so I think my speed and my game reading abilities can help a lot. And but like I said, we have a lot of guys like that. We have a lot of guys who been playing that role and know what they have to do. And for me, it's just getting adjusted, and I feel like I've done a decent job.
Yeah, it's been awesome so far. A lot of excitement. Just getting here and getting to the rhythm of things, and the practice day, it's been good so far, and everyone's been so helpful and just helping with transition and anything I need. So it's been great so far.
How's it helped having the knowledge of knowing Travis?
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, we have a good relationship, and it's good to be back with him, and just pick his ear, and we can work together and move forward and get better at every day.
Were you surprised at all?
Yeah, it's always a shock when you get traded, but it's part of the game, part of the business. So you just kind of, roll with it and just deal with what's at hand and go through what you need to and prepare to, join the new team.
What do you see as your role on this team as?
Being a good teammate, being a presence for the guys on and off the ice. Obviously, there's a lot of high-end skill and a lot of great players, so I just want to be able to do anything I can to help them out on the ice, give them some space, and deal with anything else that goes on.
How would you describe your game? Obviously, the big ticket item with you is that you're an intimidator and you can fight. What else do you have beyond being able to fight?
I think just providing energy, getting up and down on the forecheck, trying to create some momentum for the guys that way. Being good in the D zone, that's always important. So I think those are, main things that I bring, and just being a good teammate, being vocal on the bench.
Did you know anyone else on the team or in the organization beyond Travis when you joined?
Yeah, I knew a few guys. Artie Kaliev, Mike Amadio, and Lars Edler play with those guys in previous years, so it's good to see some familiar faces that way.
Did you have any preconceived idea of this organization before you arrived, and is there something that popped out of your arrival here? Guys, and system,
No. I've heard, lots of great things about the group of guys here and just the organization in general. So, just being able to experience it firsthand, it's pretty exciting for me.
What was your introduction to Arbor Jaikai Saturday, and how did it go? And was it the first time you met him?
No, I played against him before, so it is what it is. So, yeah.
Yeah, camp's over with now, and it's time for the season. So it was a very intense practice. Guys were moving, and Greener's on us. So yeah, it was a great practice.
How much did the victory and the way you played on Saturday night go into the rest of this week?
Yeah, I think that was a good game by us. Defensively, we didn't give up much, and I think we just played a pretty solid game. But at the end of the day, it is preseason, and we just got to move forward and look to the next game.
You were with new line mates in practice. Just what did you see from kind of playing with those guys?
Yeah, obviously I play with DP a lot, so I'm pretty familiar with his game. But Amo's a great player as well. He's so smart. He has such a good stick, and he's good at making plays. So he's a really easy guy to play with.
What's your impressions of David Perron as a forechecker, a guy when he plays? What are your impressions of him when he plays in the offensive zone?
Yeah, he's so hungry on pucks, and he's so strong on pucks. He's really hard to knock off the puck, and when he's in a battle, it's really hard to beat him. So he keeps so many plays alive in the offensive zone and extends so many puck battles, and just forces them to have to break out more and more. So it's great playing with him.
You wrap up your first camp with the Sens. Maybe if you can encapsulate it all, maybe what was it like?
Yeah, it was a great camp. Really intense, hard practices, but overall it was great. It's really great to be here with the guys, go through camp with the guys, and kind of learn the systems from scratch and really get to learn all that stuff. So it was a great first camp.
And individually, maybe what are you looking to accomplish early on in the year? Kind of if you could set goals early on.
Yeah, I just want to come out and play hard, play with confidence, play my game, and get involved physically. Because once I get involved physically, the rest follows. So that's something I'm definitely looking to get back to.
What have you learned from Daniel Alfredsson so far as a Senator? How has he kind of helped you as a player?
Yeah, I've learned lots. It's great having him around, and he always sticks out after practice, and gives us tips on shooting, stick handling, and I spent some time shooting with him after practice, and just learned a lot of little things, and how to change a release, how to change angles, and all stuff like that. So having a guy of like him around is great.
For you, what's the most exciting part about this team? What are you most excited about with this group?
Yeah, I think we just broke the ice on how good we can be. I think, we have a lot of young players that are really good, and, I think everyone here is really bought into the team and the system. Everyone has a role and they understand it, and, they're bought into doing whatever it takes to win. And, everyone here has an incredible work ethic. So, it's great to be a part of this group.
You're getting some opportunities to do some PKing work. Are you getting more comfortable doing that right now?
Yeah, I think so. I used to PK a lot. My first couple of years in the league, I PK'd a lot more than I did last year. So, something I've always loved doing and something I want to be a part of. I love being out there on the kill. So, to be getting those reps, it's good. And, I like being out there for that.
Both skated today. So, I think they were on the ice for 45 minutes. So those, positive, going in the right direction. Not sure yet if they'll be ready or not.
Anything that pops out from this camp, like technique-wise, individually wise, something that you're happy?
Yeah, I think I'm happy with camp in general. Our guys have worked hard. We haven't had many days where I didn't think the effort was there. Attention to detail. I liked our last game where it looked better, dialed in. We still had a lot of guys that didn't play, but I think everyone's excited that we're through camp and we're getting ready to play for real.
How would you compare the depth that you've seen in this year's training camp preseason to previous years?
I think we have good depth right now. As far as years, I've only been here one other year, so I felt like our depth players last year gave us some good games. I think our depth players this year will be able to provide a lot and different looks as well. So yeah, I'm happy with it.
Were your decisions more difficult maybe than they were last year?
Yeah, we still have decisions to make. So we've kind of whittled it down here, and we still got a couple more to make. But as far as harder than last year, I'm not sure. I think, when you get to that 13th, 12th, 13th, 14th forward, it's not usually easy.
You mentioned you weren't happy with play leading up to Saturday's game in Montreal.
No, I didn't say I wasn't happy with it.
Sorry, just like it wasn't as tight.
I said I liked our game. Saturday, I was happy with the game.
No, Saturday, yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
the games leading up to that, it wasn't as tight and as you wanted to. So how encouraging is it to have that kind of moment in Saturday before the actual season starts?
Well, just to be clarified, I didn't say that I wasn't happy with the play leading up. So I thought, there's different games that have different elements to them. In preseason, St. Louis game, we were in tough with it. Obviously we had played 3 games in 5 days and we didn't send our best lineup, but I thought our defensive game has slowly gotten to where we want it to be. I thought, there's been a lot of games in the preseason where we've had a lot more looks. We haven't put the puck in the net. But yeah, I think our game's trended in the right direction. But you go 6-0, 0-6, 3-3 in preseason. It's doesn't matter. It's all about getting your game in order for game 1. The good thing about this year is I think our guys have a strong understanding of our game and what it looks like when we're on top of it. And I think we're ready to start the season.
Kurtis MacDermid, we've heard you and Brady talk about him, and obviously the intimidation factors there, the fact that he can fight, and Brady also mentioned that he's a really good teammate. On the ice, what else are you looking for Kurtis to provide to your roster, particularly at 5-on-5?
Well, he brings a lot of toughness to the game. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the tougher customers in the league. He's a very smart player as well. He understands his positioning in the game. Smarter than you probably would, he'd be one of the smarter players on the team, knowing the details of where he needs to be to make sure that he's not out there hurting the team. And, he's a tremendous teammate. And guys that stick up for their teammates are, they're well respected within the league. And he's got that respect for sure.
What was your relationship like with him when you had him in New Jersey?
It was great. Yeah, really good. I had a lot of time for Dermy. He works on his game hard. He knows what his game's about too. And like I said, you're not going to find a better teammate than Dermy.
What are the chances that Jack and Chuck make the open time for Oscar?
You know, we're going to talk about it later today. It's never an easy decision when you're talking about a young guy that, you know, we feel has a bright future in the NHL, and making sure that we put him in the best place to succeed it's a delicate question and answer. So we got to make sure that we put him in the right spot.
How much, like you kind of alluded to, how mindful are you of his development pathway, you know, in terms of playing right now versus the long term?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about what's going to help our team and what's going to help him, and combining both into the right answer, finding the right answer.
You mentioned the depth with your team. What are your impressions of what you have on the right side and the versatility of guys who can go up and down the lineup on the right side?
Forwards?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot. We have a lot of guys that can play both wings, though. Like, you know, almost every one of our wingers. You know, I'm just thinking they can play both wings. So, yeah, we have a lot of right shots, but I don't ever. You know, maybe Drake and Brady kind of stay right, left. They haven't played a lot of their offsides, but almost every other winger, I might be forgetting a guy, can play both sides, and so it's not really, doesn't come into a factor, the right-handed shots for us.
Early in the preseason, you mentioned you might experiment with adding guys to like the special teams, like some penalty killing, to give guys an opportunity. Is that something you anticipate extending into the regular season, or do you?
Well, we're going to have to. We're going to have, you know, I think the way we want to kill too, we're going to need 6, 7, 8 forwards that can kill, and I think steadily we've seen guys grasp what we want them to. But yeah, we'll see some different faces killing for sure.
And because this is one of those players who's got an opportunity under you, how do you evaluate his play shorthanded right now?
He killed a little bit last year. We've had Z killing, Timmy killing. You know, I think they've done a pretty good job. There's still some corrections that have to be made, almost from kill to kill. Because I think the one thing people don't understand is, you know, penalty killing. There's a lot of details within it, and you know, it takes some time. Where a guy like Ehlers, who's done it, his whole career comes in, and it's not such a big adjustment for him, and so there will be a learning curve for some of the new players, but they're smart players. And one of the biggest things is a guy really embracing doing the job, and if you don't have that, you're just not gonna be a very good penalty killer.
How confident are you that your team's going to be able to generate more offense 5-on-5?
I think we are. You know, at the end of the day, the onus usually comes down to the guys that, you know, are supposed to score, and but we've tried to structurally look at some different things that we can do to create offense. I've seen some improvements. I haven't seen the puck go in the net, and you know, but I think we can score more 5-on-5.
In the last game, it seemed like Jake Sanderson was rushing up to the play more. Was that something that you wanted to see from this game, and how do you think he can help you at scoring?
I think, you know, we'd like to see our DB more involved in our offense. I think that's one of the ways we can generate more. I think, but when you're talking about Sandy, he's a special talent that I think you're just seeing his game evolve to, which we've talked about a lot in this room, about young players still having room to grow, and he's one of those guys.
How much does it maybe help for a guy like him, just with his skating ability, to jump in and know that he's not going to be burned in the other direction?
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, you want a lot of your D, most of your D, to be able to, they need to get up in the rush when the time is right. And then if you have the capabilities to really create something out of that, it's obviously a bonus when you got a guy like Sandy. You look at Sandy and Shabby and what they can create with the puck is, you know, there's certain defensemen that are probably above other D in the league when it comes to their play with the puck offensively, and they're definitely two of them.
Nick Jensen returned on Saturday night. I guess just a question on how you evaluated his game and just progressing in the season.
I thought his game was excellent. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. You always wonder how a player is going to look coming off an injury, also being his first game. But it's a testament to him as far as the work he's put in, and not just off the ice, but on the ice. I thought he was good.
Are there any conversations with possibly like load management as he's just recovering now?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit, but we'll kind of take it day by day.
You had Jordan Spence on the left side today. Is that something you just want to try out, or is it just based on numbers right now on the blue line?
Kind of based on numbers, to be honest.